Hey there, welcome to another episode of What's Going On, and I'm your host, Kathy Blaze Jefferson. Today, I would like to introduce you to Aesha Egbuna.
Okay. Mhm.
Well, welcome, Aisha. Such a pleasure to have you. And I'm going to have you pronounce your name because I'm sure I messed it all up that time.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's wonderful to be here with you. It's Aisha Egbuna.
Ebona.
And I had to practice. Actually, it's my husband's last name, and he's from Nigeria. So you did
Okay.
great.
Okay, so you give me grace since it was my first time trying to pronounce it.
Mhm.
Thank you. So Aisha is a ladysmith, a crystal curator, homesteader, homeschooler, and an event planner. She specializes in the magic of metals and gemstones, blending skill and artistry with culture and love to create heirloom fine jewelry pieces. Aisha has been drawn to crystals since she was a young and has since become a source for ethical sourced high energy crystals. During the pandemic, Aisha discovered something within herself and she started homeschooling and growing food. Nice. With this new passion, she has combined her business administration background and years of entrepreneurship to become a positive influence in her community dedicated to circulating the Black dollar and encouraging collective sustainability. Again, welcome, Aisha. Such a pleasure to have you. And I have questions about what you do here, lady. So, first question I would like to ask you: tell me what do you mean when you say homesteader?
Okay, so when I say homesteader, I mean that I attempt to provide for myself as much as I can. So it started with the garden. I started learning to grow my food during the pandemic, and then I was like, okay, what am I going to do with all this food? Sometimes you get a whole lot of tomatoes and you're not ready
Ship
to
some of it
make.
to Arizona.
I can do that. Look, I'm headed that way. I want to feed as many people as I can. So I
Oh, bless
definitely will
you.
be doing that. So that led me to kind of learning how to can and dehydrate food and just kind of
Oh,
preserve it for later. And then I just recently got quail. So now I'm raising quail for
oh my.
eggs and meat. And so it just kind of put me on a path to really just understanding the power that I had to
Yes.
take good care of myself, of my husband,
Mhm.
of my children, of my in-laws, my mom, my community by learning to grow
Right.
food, preserve it, put it away, make sure that it is healthy and not sprayed with a bunch of chemicals. It's a concern that we all have, but it was
Yeah.
like putting the power and the effort, towards really doing something about it.
That is wonderful. I mean, you know what? That is what our ancestors used to do to survive. And you know what? If you think about it, a lot of people were healthier back then because they weren't eating all the stuff that we don't know what the heck's in our food nowadays, what we're eating. So, but they were healthier back then, stronger. And nowadays, people are so obese because we're eating so many fast foods because we want everything quick and easy. So I just love what you're doing. And not only are you doing it for your family, you're sharing it with your community as well. So
Well,
that's
thank you so much. Yeah, I was so excited. I didn't believe I could keep like, how you get a plant for Mother's Day and you're like, oh, I gotta take care of this thing because the babies gave it to me.
oh,
And I wouldn't be able to take care of them. But when the pandemic happened, something just like clicked in me, and I was like, listen, what you gonna do? You gonna starve or you gonna eat? You gonna feed your
right.
kids? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna feed my kids. So I just
Mhm,
little by little started learning. And the more you don't have to be perfect when you start. You just
mhm.
start and you learn and you grow, and little by little you'll be growing more and you'll be sharing more because it's like, I can't believe I just had this basil all year. Let me tell someone about this.
What was your first plant that you had to take care of?
Um, I did not a great job at tomatoes the first time. I started in San Diego on a little patio, and I didn't know how much root space they needed. But my first successful plant, I would say, was basil. Basil is very
Okay.
easy to grow, and there's
Okay.
so many different kinds.
Mm.
And it's something we all eat, right? It's something we all have
Yes.
in our kitchen. So it's a good one to start with. It can grow indoors or you can grow it outside as well. So basil is a good one to start with, I would say.
Okay. Okay. And then you specialize in crystals, metals, and gemstones and things like that. Tell us what inspired that. How did you get started with that?
Funny story. When I was a little girl, I would always keep crystals or rocks. I know people would think they were rocks, but to me, they were something more. There was something special. There's a little bit of sparkle. Maybe there's a little quartz in there. I would keep them.
Okay.
But fast forward to adulthood, I'm a banker and I'm getting married, and I wanted to kind of make gifts for the people in my wedding. And so I
Oh.
thought, oh, if I gave them jewelry, it would be handmade. That would be thoughtful. And then they could look the same in the wedding too, like wear it to the wedding, girl, and then keep it.
Right.
And so I went to the bead shop, and the lady in the bead shop just kind of like gave me a few tips just to make some basic pieces that I thought were really pretty. You know, they came out nice. But after that, I kept making jewelry with nowhere to put it, no website, no plan. I just was like, oh my goodness, this bead shop has all the gemstones. You know, I can.
You just got all excited.
I was just excited and just creating.
Yeah.
And so I had a family member like, girl, what you doing with all this stuff? You know, let's show someone. And so I learned that people liked it, but I still had a 9 to 5. I used to work at Bank of America. But then my husband joined the military. And once he joined the military, it kind of shifted a lot of things for me because I wanted to be more present for my family. It's a little bit harder for the spouse to try to find a job every time. And I didn't love my work. I was good at it, but I didn't love it. And so I just kind of like shifted, and I wanted to do something that I could do from anywhere, and I could kind of do it surrounding my kids. And so I started learning a lot more about making jewelry. And so I would get books, and every year I would get like a new tool, and I would learn a couple of new skills, and I would go to YouTube University and I would melt stuff. I make gemstones sometimes, you know, and I just kept learning and growing. And now I'm here over 10 years later.
Oh my goodness. I love your tenacity, Aesha, because you know what? You started off with it either being fight or flight, and you chose to fight because you needed to take care of your family, and from then you just kept moving on doing new things. So I love that. Because you started your own business, so it shows that it's possible for any of us to do that.
It is. And if you do what you love, then everything else will just come towards you. You know you love it if you keep on learning about it.
Yeah.
No one has to push you or remind you, you know, hey, you're supposed to be learning that new skill, or hey, you're supposed to be trying to learn how to promote yourself. Once you feel that, sometimes you have to just believe by yourself. Once you got that down, you'll keep going and you'll keep growing.
Awesome. And then you also a homeschooler that allowed you to homeschool your children. I mean, you're working from home and then homeschooling as well.
So I started working from home way before I started homeschooling. When I was working from home and we were going from, you know, station to station, what I felt like it allowed me to do was like choice my kids into this school where I can like, it's okay, they don't need transportation, right? Because I'm right here at the door when they go in, and I'm right here at the door when you let them out, and I'm at every parent teacher conference, and you know what I mean? And so I was able to be there. I was able to volunteer at the school and things like that. Well, because we were in the military, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will station you in the best neighborhood or with the best school system. So I would have to kind of go the extra mile to take my kids to other schools. But then when the pandemic happened, everyone came home anyway. And I learned that I was capable of homeschooling them, and I just didn't want to send them back after that.
Let me ask you to say that again. Say that last line again. You are capable of doing.
I learned that I was capable of
Yes,
homeschooling.
and I asked you to say that because we're in a time of our lives where things are a little hard for different people, and people are afraid of what's going on in our world right now. But the thing is, again, we can fight or we can be scared, and we have to know that we're capable to keep pressing forward, because you know what, our ancestors had no choice. They had to keep pressing forward. So you're just showing that we are capable of doing this by using the God-given things that are around us, and that's what you chose to do. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you so much. I am excited to have everyone join me. I told my husband, I'm going to just stop thinking I'm not capable of doing anything. I don't know where we get those beliefs from that we assign to ourselves, that I can't grow food, or I can't homeschool, or I can't spend all day with my kids. That's one I hear a lot. And I'm like, they're your kids. I bet you can,
Yeah. You know what? A lot of times it comes from different places. We failed once and we just took on that mindset that, you know what, I can't do this, or someone else has put that negative connotation in your head that you can't do this. This isn't for you. So we
And
hold on to
sometimes
those
that
things.
person can't do it. They may
Yes,
be
just because
capable
they
because
can't do
they
it.
can't see it and they are not capable, and that has nothing to do with you.
That's true. That is true. So I love that's a new buzzword. I mean, it ain't new, but we're gonna start that up. You are capable. So Aisha, you, with all of those things that you already do, you also do event planning. Tell us a little bit, how did the event planning come about?
I want to give you the HR friendly version, is that I wanted to see something in the market creating high end spaces for Black owned businesses to connect with the community, and for the community to find not just vendors, but they would find excellent Black businesses that would become a part of their core network of needs.
Yeah.
So, like, I have someone coming who is my meat man, and I call him mine, but I'm going to share him with you guys. I met him at a farmer's market, at a all Black farmer's market, a year and a half, maybe 2 years
Okay.
ago. And
Uh-huh.
ever since then, he has the grass fed, grass finished, no hormones. And I trust him,
Oh.
and I've seen his
Mm,
cows. And
mm.
so I can call him once a month and say, hey, could you bring me this much of ground beef, of stew meat, of the core needs? And I know where my meat is coming from. When we talk about people being afraid of things that are happening these days, I think what's in our food is a huge thing. It's making us sick. It's making us sluggish. You know what I mean? And it's making us
Yes,
very
that's true.
dependent.
Yes.
We're very dependent. We got to
Yeah.
go to the store for every single bell pepper, and
Right.
I just got
Oh, I
tired of
know.
that. And so it's like, even if the store shuts down, I know I can call my meat man and we'll still have beef. You know what I mean? And he can call me for some vegetables because I got them in the backyard.
I love that. You know what? You said something also. You were talking about the meats, the grass fed, and you know what? A lot of people don't know what the difference is, so they just buy what's cheaper. So I have a friend who's a nutritionist, and she does these classes where she take you into the grocery store and she teach you about all the different types of meat, and what we should be eating that's healthy on the outside of the store, and how all that stuff on the inside is the bad stuff for us, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So learning those terms is so important for us to know what we're putting inside of us. So thanks for sharing that as well.
My pleasure.
So Aisha, you do your and you know what, and I'm going to have to say thank you for the space that you've created for Black business owners, because you know what, a lot of times we don't find that. And I'm in an environment in Arizona where we're so spaced out, and um, the population of Black businesses is very small, so we may not be able to get the things that we would like to have, or it's sold by a big chain that's really not a Black business owner. So we don't have the access unless we're like ordering online or something like that. So I love that you have that platform where people will know where to go to get the products and services that they need. And that's what we need to see more of that. So we're not just running out to these big chain stores that purchase things while our small business owners are sitting there with the products that we need. So
Absolutely.
so thank you for that platform. How long have you been? Your event is called Culture Rich Events, and that's culture with a K. When did you start Culture Rich Events?
We just started last year. It's actually me and my sister.
Oh,
She's the media manager of it all. So she sends me all the promo ideas. Hey, get this picture, get this video, do this like this, record this like
okay.
that.
Mhm.
She has a degree in marketing. And
Okay.
so she is the kind of the online presence, even though it's
Okay.
my face.
Uh-huh.
And then I am the one who runs around and finds the venues. I'm the one who will go and taste the food at the food trucks and get to know the different Black
Okay.
businesses. I'm the one I shop with most of these, like a lot of these businesses. I've either shopped with them and invited them, or I've seen them somewhere and just thought that
Uh-huh.
their service or product was excellent, or they found us and put in an application. And I was like, wow, I've got to get to
Okay.
know this business.
Okay.
And so we just started last year. We did a sip and shop, which was amazing. It was so much fun. This next one is going to be a farmer's market. So it's more a daytime and family
Oh,
event. We're going to
yeah.
have haircuts and the food truck and
Nice.
music and things like that. And so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, so it's family friendly. So culture rich events, where can we find culture rich events?
Anywhere on the internet that you look for us, we will be there. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we are on YouTube at Culture Rich Events.
Okay,
All
but locally you're in Houston, right? Your events
locally,
are
we
held.
are in Houston. Yes,
Okay, we want to get that out there because I done said Arizona a couple of times. I want to make sure they know you're not in Arizona.
true. We just talked about it that we were in two different time zones too.
Yes, yes, yes. Are you originally from Houston?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Wonderful. You know what? I just met some family last year and they're in the Dallas area. So I made it out there last year before Thanksgiving.
Okay,
So
I have a
yeah.
brother in Dallas.
Oh, really? That's
And
awesome.
cousins and everything. Yes, I've got people all over Texas.
Okay, that is
Mhm.
wonderful. So I'm going to have to check out one of your events. It's what I'm going to have to do.
Yes, please do. Please
Okay.
do.
So, what can we expect at a culture rich events? What type of vendors would we catch there?
You would catch vendors who are not just Black vendors, but they're excellent at what they do. So the service that they give is going to be excellent. The product that they provide is going to be excellent. The communication is going to be top notch. They're not asking you just to shop with them just because they're Black. They have
Hmm.
come in and presented their best work to you. They're going to be, like I said, they're going to connect with you in a way where you're not going to forget. And the next time you need that candle, that soap, that
Um,
grass fed meat, that sea moss, you're going to come back and you're going to remember that connection that you made at the Culture Rich event. All of our events are so much fun. We always have music.
mm,
And we have an amazing artist there. So she performs, she plays the saxophone, and she also knows what to play to get us all, moving and in
get you all going,
energy.
huh?
Yes. So it's almost like a family reunion, even though some of us just met. So that's what you can expect. Just a good time. Even if you don't purchase anything the first time, you're going to get information, you're going to
Mm,
make connections, and you're going to learn something. A lot of these vendors are really they share what
oh,
they've learned. They're going to tell you the background behind, how they started. And
right.
so at the very least, you're going to leave with a little bit of love and a little bit of knowledge.
Well, you know what? I would expect that because they're being handpicked by you. So, of course, one question I like to ask, and you may have gave me a lot of that already. What makes culture-rich events unique from other markets?
So I would like to answer that in a few ways. I want to start with what makes us different for vendors, because that's who my customer is. Even though I want to promote, I'm like, come to the show, come to the show. It seems like I'm talking to consumers, people who may be looking for healthy alternatives to the things that they've been eating, or different herbs and sea moss and medicines and things like that. But my customer is the vendor. And
Yeah.
Culture Rich was born because I wanted to give vendors a different experience. I wanted
Mhm.
them to feel comfortable to come and share, because they didn't have questions about what time am I supposed to get there and where am I. It's a week until the event, but I don't know how much space I have. And that was an experience that I was having with some other shows, and I felt unseen and unheard, and just like bigger shows, fashion shows, just like someone who creates their own fashion, we each small business are creating our own little space for you. We're creating our own little store for you. And in order to do that, they want to have as much information as possible leading
Yeah.
up to the event. They want to feel comfortable that somebody is trying to plan a beautiful space for consumers to want to come and
Hmm.
shop and
Of
stay and
course.
connect. And then
Yeah.
that way they can bring their entire selves to the show. So
Yes.
that's what makes
Yes.
it different for vendors. And then for consumers, I would say, again, that I try my best to handpick
Mm.
wonderful businesses that you will want to connect with later on, so that you're not always running to the store next time you need a face wash. You have a
Mm.
face wash lady that you call or that you message.
Like
And
your meat man.
like your meat man. That's right.
Yeah.
I gotta get you
Yeah.
a meat man. I have to get you a face wash lady. You
Yes.
know what I mean? I gotta get you a soap lady.
It's
And that
all
way
it,
you
and it
have
sounds like it's all
that.
about building these relationships is what you're doing. And these are
Absolutely.
people that I mean, that's one thing, you wash your face every day. So you're going to have to go back to them if you love what they provided for you. So
And
you're
my
building.
face wash lady knows I'm coming back. She knows I'm coming back. I actually got some of her stuff to put in our swag bag that we're going to be giving away at the event. So,
Okay. Can
you
and
know,
can you tell us about your next event?
my next event is April 5th. Today's the 3rd. So
Yes.
it's on the 5th, guys. I'm so excited. It's going to be at Bienvenue in Humble. Bienvenue is a Black-owned venue. It is a beautiful venue. We have been there before. They are wonderful to work with. And it's going to be from 10 to 3. We'll have a food truck. So Craven Wings food truck. I heard they
Mm.
had the best wings in town. And when I tasted them, I did agree. They were so good. They're going to be pulling up. And so there'll be an opportunity to get food from them. We're going to have people who have sea moss and healthy drinks, and we're going to have desserts, and we're going to have homeschool curriculums and books written by young authors, and we're going to have grass-fed
Nice.
beef, and we're going to have free haircuts, and I could go on, but you guys just have to come and see, because it's going to be amazing.
That is awesome. And I'm sure you can find this all on her Facebook, her Instagram page. Can you tell them where they can find you again, Aisha?
Yes, you can find me at Culture Rich Events. That's culture with a K. On Instagram, on Facebook. We have an event on Facebook. So please come and find the event and say that you're going or that you're interested. Share it with your family and friends. It's going to be rain or shine. And trust me, even if it rains, we've got you covered. Okay. So just come on out and have a good time.
That is awesome. I'm going to see if we have any messages. Swagger said 10 years is amazing. That is amazing. You know what? Because you know what? A lot of times people they don't stay in it for the long haul, or they get frustrated, or someone, again, like we've told you, someone said, oh, you can't do this, or you know what, whatever the reasons may be, they don't stick to it. And you know what? It is like a marriage. You have to give it more than 5 years. You can't just think everything is going to be perfect the first year. I mean, this is your first year. Congratulations. Congratulations. And you have a smile on your face. You seem like you love what you're doing. And that's the thing. It has to be something that you enjoy doing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would agree. And I think that sometimes we are supposed to learn from a thing and we let it knock us all the way down, all the way. You know, we kind of sit in it instead of learning from it. And it's just, you know, it's kind of like how they say they meant it for my bad, but God meant it for my good. It's like, what was I supposed to learn from the thing? You know, it doesn't mean that things aren't hard for all of us.
Oh,
But you know, get a journal, talk to your friends and family about it, write it down.
You know what? I don't understand why we think, because I mean, if you're working for someone else, it's still going to be hard. You're going to have that learning curve. But we think because it's ours, there's not supposed to be a learning curve. Things are going to get hard. I mean, because it's not just you. You have your family, you have your husband, you have your business, you have so many things. You're wearing so many hats there. And I'd like to ask, how do you prioritize that and manage that?
They all kind of intertwine, if I can be honest. You know, the food is for my family. I'm growing it so that they can be healthy. My husband works hard outside the house, and so I kind of work hard inside the house. And it's funny because I'm home a lot, but I'm always busy. I'm either in the garden, or I'm trying to cook something from scratch, or I'm homeschooling. And so growing the food is for them, but then I'm also trying to teach them how to grow. So I teach my kids how to grow so that when they leave the household, they'll still have this healthy lifestyle. So that intermixes with the homeschooling as well, which we learn together. And then I relearn some things, and then I teach them some things on the way. So I try to just do a little bit of everything every day, and it's working out so far. As far as organization goes, I'm still working on it a little bit, but I think we're doing well. You know, you don't go for perfection. What you do is you try to just get better than you were yesterday.
That's true. I totally agree with that. Coach Tashawn Collier Green says, awesome. Congratulations. That's amazing. And KBN Goodness says, hello, we are tuned in.
Hi, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Wonderful. So with all these things that you do and you're sharing with your community, have you created a platform, a podcast, or anything that you offer workshops on?
I don't offer workshops, but I do have a YouTube channel. So I have 2 YouTube channels actually. I started learning jewelry, as I was telling you, I'm self-taught. So videos were something that I watched a lot. And then I would get metalsmithing books as well. And so I started a channel so people could watch me work there. But then when I started learning to grow food, I was like, everyone should know they're capable of doing this. And so I cut on the camera and started kind of just learning in front of the camera. So I wonder if I can type it. I can chat with everyone in the studio. I can type in my YouTube channel. So it's free. It's not like anything anyone has to pay for, but it is learning how to grow your food, showing the different things. And I'm very much like self-sustainable. So I like to do a lot of composting, and from the kitchen to the garden, from the garden back to the kitchen. And so I'm sharing that.
You just got it all going on, girl. So what is your YouTube channel?
I just typed it in. Can you see it? It's called Emeka's Earth Gems.
Earth Gems?
Emeka's Earth Gems. It's EMEKAS.
Okay, I'm sorry.
EMEKAS space Earth space gems, like a gemstone.
Is Earth Gems together or spaced?
Spaced.
Okay.
I typed it here. I don't know if anybody can see that. It says, oh, I can see the comments here. Let me join the chat. Can I join the chat?
Okay, yeah. So Swagger got it. We got it in there. We got your
Okay.
YouTube.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's
Yes.
it. I see it. Okay, I'm in the right
Yes.
spot now. I can see what you guys see.
Yes. So this is awesome. It really is. Is there anything will you have your amazing market happening this Saturday? Give us that again, the time. They can find that on your Facebook, Instagram page, on your social media pages. But just let them know where they can find that again, where it's going to
Okay,
be.
we're going to be at Bienvenue in Humble from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the Culture Rich Cultivation Farmers Market. All excellent Black businesses, so much fun, free haircuts, food truck, and just networking and connecting, really. So we hope to see you guys there this Saturday, rain or shine. We've got you guys covered. We'll see you at the farmers market.
Awesome, awesome. And I hope you guys get out there to check her out. I just wish I could be there. It just sounds so amazing. So I'd like to ask Aesha, how has your experience been with Swagger Magazine?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, yay, I'm glad you asked me that. So far, well, I'm towards the end of it now, right? I think it's been amazing.
Okay,
The communication has been excellent, and as
great.
we talk about businesses and how I choose them, I would choose you again for
Thank
sure.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
the communication has been great. I have not been confused. I got everything that I asked for. I feel it's a genuine connection and interest in what I do. And scheduling and everything has been amazing. So I
That's great.
appreciate you guys creating a platform for people like me to come on and just kind of get to know us a little better. I know we live a little
Wonderful.
different.
Wonderful. We love to hear that. And we thank you. We thank you for those kind words. And with any other business owners that you know that may be able to use this platform, refer them to Swagger Magazine and let us get them out there as well. And
I sure
I
will.
hope you have an amazing event this Saturday. Wish you all the luck. And are there any last minute words before we say goodbye?
No, I just hope you guys are happy and healthy and doing well and learning something and growing something either in your garden or within yourselves. And
Wonderful.
yeah, be blessed.
Wonderful. It was such a pleasure to have you here with us. And again, have an amazing event this Saturday.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. You have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Peace.